EA is now on Twitch. Join us Wednesday nights when Alistair reads a bedtime story, and Sunday mornings for a few hours of chill casual gaming, plus interviews, special guests, pickup streams, and more. Visit twitch.tv/EA Podcasts and follow us to be notified when we go live, plus access VODs of past broadcasts.
Escape Pod, Episode 969, Code Switching, Part 4, by Malin Edwards.
Hello and welcome to Escape Pod, your weekly science fiction podcast. I'm Valerie Valdez, your host for this episode. Our story this week is Part 4 of Code Switching by Malin Edwards. It originally appeared in If Wishes Were Obfuscation Codes and Other Stories in September 2023. Born and raised on the south side of Chicago, Malin Edwards now lives in the Greater Toronto area, where he was lured by his beautiful Canadian wife. Many of his short stories are set in an alt-Chicago future and feature people of color. He is an Amber Award and Sunburst Award finalist. His short story collection, If Wishes Were Obfuscation Codes and Other Stories, was published by Fireside Press in the fall of 2023. Our narrators this week are Dominic Rabrin, Mandalee Louis-Charles, C.S.C. Cooney, and Laurice White. Dominic Rabrin is an award-winning Haitian-American multimedia artist and voice actor, specializing in short fiction. He's also directing a computer game set during the Haitian Revolution, featuring telepaths. Discover more at domrabrin.com. Mandalee Louis-Charles, the Haitian Creole blogger, was born in Port-au-Prince and raised in Arcueil, Haiti. While her mother and father moved to the United States in search of a better life for her and her siblings, she and her siblings were raised by her aunt and several caretakers who came from many different parts of the beautiful Caribbean island, nicknamed the Pearl of the Antilles. Even at a very young age, Ms. Louis-Charles appreciated the diversity of her caretakers, whose nightly routine was to tell bedtime stories. These bedtime tales she heard were stories filled with courage, bravery, and unrelenting resilience. She grew up surrounded by courageous and spirited people like the ones in the tales. A few years later, when she settled with her family in Florida in the United States, she continued to uphold her beloved tradition of recounting tales to her own children. She feels that it is important that her children understand the other half of their history. She teaches them that they are products of two cultures and teaches them how to embrace them both. She remains passionate about her heritage and her home country and cherishes the welcoming spirit of the United States, the country that received her with open arms and gave her a second home. She works to ensure that her culture, traditions, and primary language will always be remembered by creating the Haitian Creole blog, a blog about the national language of Haiti. She has worked with MIT linguist Michel Degraff on the very first video of the Haitian Creole alphabet to make it fun for Haitian schoolchildren to learn their language, which was once not allowed on school grounds or in the curriculum. When she's not working as a hospice nurse, she's translating documents in Creole, and in her spare time, she bikes on the Pinellas Trail in Tarpon Springs area, where she lives with her 3 children. C.S.C. Cooney is a 2-time World Fantasy Award-winning author for her novel, Saint Death's Daughter, and for her collection, Bone Swans Stories. Other work includes The Twice-Drowned Saint, Dark Breakers, and Desdemona and the Deep. As a voice actor, Cooney has narrated over 120 audiobooks, as well as short fiction for podcasts such as Uncanny Magazine, Beneath Ceaseless Skies, Tales to Terrify, and Podcastle. In March 2023, she produced her collaborative sci-fi musical, Ballads from a Distant Star, at New York City's Arts on Site. Find her other music at Bandcamp under Brimstone Rhine. Forthcoming in 2025 is her novel Saint Death's Herald from Solaris, and the GM-less TTRPG Negocios Infernales, the Spanish Inquisition interrupted by aliens, which she co-designed with her husband, writer and game designer Carlos Hernandez from Outland Entertainment. Find other books and news via her Linktree, or try CSE Kumi on various social media platforms. Laurice White is an actress, poet, and mom, currently residing in Michigan. Now, get ready for the code to be switched once and for all, because it's story time. 12. This is the True Tale. Michelle Annabelle featuring Jean-Michel.
I strapped into my rig, take a really big swig from my hydration dispenser tube I call the Ultra Black Big, and settled back to begin this all-night white hat gig. At first, I decided to do this like the Stig, but instead I shake awake my light box, pull on my knee-high fuzzy socks, and momentarily disable my Sigtail locks. This is my double dog dare for Saffron Sutton to try and hack this white fox. She and I have been doing this since the first day of SSI Hacker Sprints, which always takes place on the vernal equinox. Usually I tell her she better kick rocks because my Sigtail is damn well capable of delivering emotional shocks along her true tail stalks all the way back to those frilly frocks she designs and thoroughly maligns, although she would say signs, with a matte black gingham fox. Now, watch me as I disregard all the clocks and enter the Sousosphere, where the only thing I see is multicolored Sigtail stalks everywhere. They wiggle and waver and undulate, strobing vibrant colors so quickly that I can hardly even see straight. Truth and memories course along their horizon-stretching shafts amongst an innumerable amount of signature paths, and you can't even begin to fathom the velocity of their flow rate blast. This is the True Tale in its most base and crudest form, and I must admit, its beauty and chroma leave me feeling all sorts of warmth. But I shake my high-def bit rates to focus and remind myself I cannot allow myself to be swayed by this True Tale hocus pocus. This is its defense mechanism to ensure hackers don't corrupt its environment with a pretense of altruism. I've heard about hackers coming in here because they were paid by clients to excise their worst fears, but instead they were distracted by the shiny pure truths of the Sousosphere. And oh, how tempting that is to corrupt. But I won't do it, so y'all can stop trying to interrupt. There, in the blue-black glare of that indignation flare, a Jean-Michel memory Stanford Sutton Industry never wanted to share.
13. A hidden memory, as abrasive as Emery. Jean-Michel, featuring Kinsley Chase. And just in case y'all can't tell, yeah, I rock well. I do want to undergo electric resurrection, despite how few people have it with my complexion. But I ain't about to compromise my integrity just because some North Shore elitists want to minimize my talent with parody and then give me a half-ass extended life as some sort of white guilt charity. My mamwe did not raise no fool. Kinsley Chase kisses her teeth and raises her chin at me as if we got beef. Yeah, it's on now. Rumsfeld's about to start coming out of they sheaths. I would never reduce your performance output without your consent. Stanford Sutton Industries honors its contracts. I shake my head. Nah, I don't believe it. This is Stanford Sutton we talking about here. His motto is deceive it. But that circa 2019 Viola Davis Emmys red carpet skin load Kinsley got on right now make me want to receive it. I'm not this stupid. My mama didn't raise no fool. You just saying that now because we in public and all these news trucks around. But you ain't slick. You just gonna wait till we behind closed doors, push a button and bow, it's done. I'll be weaker and slower. Just like them white boys on the North Shore those reporters back there hold so dear. Kinsley Chase looks hurt. Her words come out first in a hesitant blurt, and then a sudden spurt as she tries not to be curt, but it just don't work. Every single syllable is clipped and sharp and killable. I put too much hard work into you, and I'm not about to compromise that work. Stanford Sutton has put too much money into you, and he's not about to piss that all away. Neither I nor he is about to fuck all this up right now. So then, ça vous passe? What did I do wrong? Why are you here? Kinsley Chase's Louboutin stiletto heels with that top-tier influencer sex appeal click away from me fast. She don't even give me a chance to sass. If I did, though, I'm damn certain she'd kick my ass and then go to Chicago-Illinois border and show them staters her multi-pass. I've seen her Aikido practice some routine. Yeah, she fresh. Yeah, she clean. But the North Shore Lilu Dallas is a third-class contrast to this big-ass mass standing in front of me, looking like it can fit inside of it more than one of me. I'm talking about an EXO as massive as a transport truck that ain't even trying to give no fucks with the amount of souls I'm certain its construction has brought.
14. A Colloquy. Michelle Annabelle and Saffron Sutton.
Massive as a transport truck? What the fuck? Rumor has it, if you stay in the Sousosphere too long, you lose track of time. You lose yourself. You stay forever stuck. You better believe I won't let that happen to me. But if I ever tell you to stop speaking low Latin to me, I give all y'all permission to start slapping me. And don't stop until at least one of you has finished Sousosphere mapping me. I need to know who built that Jean-Michel memory, because its code sig energy is nothing at all like me. And it's truly something I thought I would never ever see. Saffron Sutton code work written so cleverly. And yet, something about it is so wrong, and still, something about it is so heavenly.
Tone boulem, so sad I'm late for this. But seriously, can I still go and get a full plate of this?
Only if it's flavored with my early morning piss. Look, Michael, Annabelle, you're a smart girl. You were never impressed by the tilt-a-whirl, so you walked right by it and stood in line forever to ride the upside-down double G hurl and curl. You're on a different level now, so you can't wrestle now and get disheveled now with the lower levels now, no matter how much they fascinate you. You and I both know I can't code like you. I can't build skin loads like you, and I can't see 90 nodes like you. I pulled you up out of the muck to help me when I get stuck, and because you program like you don't give a fuck. So, you are not allowed to be awestruck by those ghetto people who are running all amuck. Your brilliance and transilliance raises you far above their ruck.
You know what's tripped out about you, Saf? You are a natural blonde, but you don't believe you're that daft. You, as you say, pulled me up out of the muck to help you when you get stuck, but you're not as smart as you think. You can't tell when someone's ragging the puck.
The fuck?
D'accord. So obviously you didn't catch that. Here, girl, let me throw you a bone. Yeah, go fetch that. I know all y'all white savior young women would like to dulce de leche that, but I'm sitting here with all my Lightbox rig gear ready to motherfucking check that. And yes, I can do this for motherfucking ever, because if I'm completely honest, I've set this up truly at my leisure.
Yeah, okay, whatever. I bet you think you're quite clever with your perfect pronunciation of the word leisure. But pardon me as I endeavor to wreck your gag me with a spoon one-woman depiction of that 80s movie Heathers.
I suppose you're pleased to put into your cap that extremely obscure reference feather?
Yes, as pleased as I am to be wearing this obscure but amazing circa 2012 Ellen Hoog skin load I just happened to throw together. I know you want to get that social justice warrior blue ribbon for sniping meddling young white women, but don't forget that this is half the race you've always been living, while the other half you want to forever stay hidden. And even though you will never admit it to me, I've known since SSI Hacker Sprint number 3 that you're ashamed of what you want to be and what haunts you in your sleep as you toss and turn and cry out while you weep. Look, sis, you need to know this. You were hand-picked, and I demanded that you landed the last scholarship and not walk away from the SSI gifted program empty-handed. That had nothing to do with your lack of melanin, and this is me being completely candid. And no, that's not a compliment I've just volleyed to you backhanded. It's true, you're gifted, and your programming is ethereal and enchanted. In other words, you got that award because you're just that good a hacker. Now stop trying to figure out what you need to do to act and be blacker.
Oh, hell no, you didn't. Haifa, don't you start lying on me and telling these people my business. Y'all, Saffron Sutton and I weren't even play sisters, so don't listen to her as she spins this warper of a twister. And Haifa, yeah, I'm talking to you again. You know damn well, you and me were never really friends. No, you ain't slick, not even if you were wearing an eye patch and your name was Rick. So take your ass on and ride off into the moonlight on your wiggly broomstick.
Are you trying to say...
But wait. I'm not done with you yet. I truly need these people to know this. You didn't hand me that scholarship as if I were Tiny Tim and it was finally Christmas. Y'all, I earned my way into that SSI coding program despite my never-ending homesickness. Now, somebody go get me some water before I ask, can I get a witness?
Amen.
Jean-Michel?
Oh, he's free from your spill, witch, because I prog well, bitch. You don't believe it? Go search the SSI database for Jean-Michel's personality sim and try to retrieve it. You won't find anything there because I disassembled it and thieved it. You might have somewhat of an idea of where I'm going to put it back together and leave it. But even if you do, I'm for damn sure going to make damn sure you will never be able to reach it.
If you've removed all of my Ebonics speech programming from his personality sim, like you've tried to do these past few days, then you can keep it. As a matter of fact, I don't need you anymore. I can program all my builds to sound truly black and authentic.
Haifa, let's get something straight before I grab your TrueTale stocks and amputate them so cleanly you ain't gonna be able to iterate and go plug them back routinely. At least not before I establish my robotics company and the sovereign state, and Esme Verite is named my key-cast lead roboticist, where she gonna make moves to rival the SSI Android Gynod marketplace. And in case you haven't noticed, I can code a bitch and code switch. But just because you have never seen me act black and talk black doesn't mean my spades game is all the way whack. So yes, I wrecked your code specs, which apparently you didn't expect because I was tired of you programming Jean-Michel to speak like a Peter Jackson straight from the muck and mire Lord of the Ring orc reject.
That's low down, dirty, and completely unfair. I've done more for the DuSable Haitian community than you have, and I've treated it with care. Families from the south side of Chicago wouldn't be in the North Shore if it weren't for the SSI Electric Resurrection Lottery program that put them there, which I designed, developed, and implemented in the little free time I had to spare.
Oh, you mean the program where you experiment on black bodies as one of your many Android gynoid related hobbies to remove all the code that you wrote, which now all of a sudden you find shoddy so you can sell a perfect product to your rich white clients named Holly, Molly, and Raleigh?
You make me sound like an evil master manipulator of people.
Well, you are. But I'll make sure you're no longer so deceitful.
Rakaya's lurk suit. 15. An unlikely alliance forged. Rakaya's Lurk Suit, featuring Rakaya, Big Mama Black, and Roshan. You lost your confidence long before you made your second visit to the Black Hand side. And yes, I know that statement is a blow to your pride. I can feel, as tactile as the Master Assassin's seal, the shame you're harboring now makes you want to run away and hide. But Rakaya, as you sit here in Big Mama Black's too hot, too dark, and too small boardroom, you need to put all that aside. I know this isn't easy for you, and this is downright queasy for you, so until you do, I will, every 5 minutes, whisk away your sweat. I will also, every 5.5 minutes, encourage you not to fret. I will even go as far to do whatever else you need me to do, so that this meeting for you is a sure bet, because nothing will be achieved if everyone sitting around this table feels aggrieved, especially you and Big Mama Black. So, you do your best to get this meeting back on track. I'll make sure Big Mama Black doesn't give you a second anxiety attack. She didn't give me a first. And while my confidence right now may be at its worst, I can assure you that line I just gave you was not well rehearsed. Sometimes I think you forget that I'm not some back alley acquired conscience hack, but instead your soul-skinned crackerjack who calms your fears and has your back. And sometimes I think you forget how much death I've dealt while you've kept me focused, lethal, hidden, and svelte. No, I remember. I was there when you dismembered last November. So then you should feel my inner ember smolder when I send Mama Black and her board members this file folder. Send it. Bend it. Hell, you should even defend it. But whatever you do, girl, hurry the fuck up and commend it, because Big Mama Black's patience with you has been thoroughly suspended. And now, go get me my long switch. Yes, ma'am, Big Mama Black. Look, your silence has shown that poor girl how Big Mama Black is too cantankerous to brook. I doubt that, though I'll definitely flout that. But I for damn sure won't shout that. Not that you need to. You're right. That girl Anaya is made of crystal clear glass. She's see-through. Look at how she hesitates and shifts nervously from one foot to the other because she's terrified of asking a clarifying question of her horrid and appalling playmother. Which one, Big Mama Black? That fresh green one I told you to cut for me this morning. The one I call lightning. Yes, ma'am, Big Mama Black. You're so cynical. Everything about you is so finical. Look at how the solar cells just beneath Anaya's beautiful dark skin glisten and gleam as she leaves, to go to her alone spot so she can privately be peeved before she looks for more respectable guild employment, probably with those good-for-nothing so-and-so short coat thieves. All she wants to feel is that solar energy so she can find lightning with boosted quickness and ease, and, in turn, raise her body temperature by a few degrees. She can do that on a beach in Belize. All she wants to do is please, as long as she doesn't get up with fleas. And if you tell it, go back down with disease. I think you're ready to give this meeting a bit of sleaze and unease. Girl, you sitting over there all quiet like you just heard Jesus is back, but you ain't got right with God yet. Now, Rakaya, don't blindside Big Mama Black too hard. Jesus ain't coming back for me. He won't save the contract killer who wears a lurk suit to accidentally murder the beloved son of a solar energy mogul. My dear, exquisitely lethal symbiotic partner, that's how you catch a room full of people off guard. I would even go so far as to say that Big Mama Black is currently picturing the body of her beloved only child thoroughly charred. Bravissimo, mio Scipio, but don't you dare think of yourself as once and forever marred. You don't have to tell me twice. Now watch me turn heel and be colder than Antarctic ice. Now that I have your attention, continue to sit there, say nothing, and listen. The 7 people sitting on my side of the table represent the Solar Punk Corridor Coalition. We are here to... Big Mama Black opens her mouth to speak, and you don't realize what you're doing until it's done. I shed photons at a magnificent rate, maximize our interface in order to determine Big Mama Black's eventual fate, and then begin my fun. The shadows edging the dim light rush to us, and we become one. No one sees you wraith the room and touch the back of Big Mama Black's head with the barrel of a gun, but she feels it. Anaya comes back into the boardroom with lightning. For once, Big Mama Black does the polite thing and the white thing by just putting the switch on the table in front of her, which is a little bit frightening. Your God is a jealous God, and he doesn't like that my lurk suit puts me so close to his level. Your whisper is a fissure in the cloaking darkness. I'm delighted by the sincerity and severity of its darkness. You have nearly shared the rest of your fragility for welcome sharpness. But do you truly want to go through with this quick turn to heartless? I think no. So I siphon enough photons from the dimness of the boardroom to shift you back into the light, but not before you're back in your chair with the quickness of wraith flight. Big Mama Black looks at you and me like she wants to take off her earrings and fight, but instead she lifts a hand and the overhead lights shine bright. Clever woman. She duped us to perform this awful and disrespectful affright. Some people around here say you a hero. I'm not. Others, like me, don't pussyfoot around it and say you evil incarnate. I am. So then why would I go into business with you? The slip of a girl who killed my only child, my wonderful Rashawn, and then had him electric resurrected, flawed, and imperfect. Because I can bring the Black Hand side billions of dollars and make Rashawn perfect again. And how you plan on doing that? By having you partner with the Chicago Ford Heights Solar Punk Corridor. This swath of land that runs from South Deering and the Wild Hunnets through Burnham, Dolton, Riverdale, South Holland, Glenwood, Linwood, and to you will be our answer to Saffron Sudden Industries. So what am I supposed to be doing in all of this? You are a Black icon of the South suburbs. Everyone loves you. Everyone respects you. People come to you to make their lives better. People will come to the newly founded Michael Annabelle Industries campus that will be located here. Its nucleus will be the Black Hand side, which will give life, energy, and purpose to the BCID training colleges and universities spread across the Solar Punk Corridor. That is, if they know you're involved. Big Mama Black kisses her teeth, but within her dark brown eyes, you can see a burgeoning glimmer of trust. So what it sounds like you telling me is, the sovereign state of Chicago want to annex us? Y'all know the state of Illinois gonna do its best to make sure that don't happen. The sovereign state of Chicago prefers to call it a mutual but permanent arrangement. And don't worry about the state of Illinois. I and the coalition will make sure we end this war and put it back in its place. And I suppose you're gonna pay for all this? Being evil incarnate has its perks. What if I say no? What if I say we've already had our first graduating class of Michael Annabelle Industries? It's small, but it's a start. And what if I say this class of roboticists, biotechnicians, and gene engineers have already made Rashawn perfect again? Before Big Mama Black can say anything, Rashawn walks into the boardroom. His dark skin now looks as fresh and supple as it did the day he came out of his mother's womb. Rashawn's solar cells now gleam beneath his skin, as they should, because Michael Annabelle Industries employs Black people who know Black people, and not, no offense, Big Mama Black, Lincoln Park Hasbro's looking for redemption. Big Mama Black looks at Rashawn. He no longer looks sad, depressed, and withdrawn. Mama, listen to Kai Kai. Michael Annabelle's genius cadet Ismail Day quickly figured out how to make my solar cells work with my synth skin and my accumulator. Your white boys were looking for fame again after botching electric resurrection after electric resurrection, and the North Shore weren't even close to doing that. Big Mama Black, with tears on her cheeks, takes Rashawn into her arms. It's almost as if she's forgotten that you and I once brought her only son grievous harm. I'll partner with you in your coalition because you brought my son back to me. But child, you know God don't like no ugly. He doesn't like my lurk suit either. It angers him, but it's also my penance. I am? Yes, and I am forever holy hell goddamned. But you should know this, Big Mama Black. Even though Rashawn's body isn't broken anymore, every day when I close my eyes, my lurk suit shows me him on the sand, dead, broken, and burned. This is my cost for being evil incarnate. This is my punishment for taking your son away from you. This is my eternal hell now.
16. Stanford Sutton and the NCAA ain't stronger than our love, love. Esme Verite featuring Jean-Michel, Tuskegee North Ace exosuit pilot.
The moment your doctor told me you had just weeks to live, I set up my lab equipment in the building that housed the Devereux School of Code Work on the Michael Annabelle Industries campus and built a better brain for you, complete with a hippocampus, cerebellum, and amygdala, to insert every single memory of yours I could harvest from the Sousosphere. Your better brain can form new neural pathways using those memories and adapt to external stimuli to make new ones. This new brain is as near as exact model as I could make of your alpha brain. I've also designed and coded modules for your age, gender, and race, and built a new personality sim for you based on the you I've known since I first met you when we were 6 years old. I even designed a football playmaker engine for you because Michael Annabelle knew Stanford Sutton Industries and the NCAA would pull the shit that they did. Malheureusement, you won't need it now. But whether you need it or not, I did it because I could. So that's actually fortunate for you and anyone else they tried to Copernic. All of that took 9 long months, 22.5-hour work days, 2 15-minute breaks for sustenance, and 1 hour of sleep to recharge. I have put so much hard work into you because I love you. I've always loved you. I've loved you from the moment we met almost 11 years ago. I've loved you through each one of your Saffron Sutton electric resurrections. I love you even more now through this Michael Annabelle resurrection. I'm content that our love has evolved and grown into this. We are in our right here and our right now on the Michael Annabelle Industries campus. We are you and me, Jean-Michel and Esme Verite, like everybody always said when they saw us working together on the quad as I checked your system as part of my analysis. As I made sure I programmed you to be the perfect you I wanted and needed to bring back from electric resurrection. So now that the final check of your systems is complete, know that you will be the best exosuit pilot in this war with the state of Illinois. And also, know I won't despair when the sovereign state sends you off, because within you, within all of my code, is all of my love. And my love, your love, our love is a formidable place to be.
Outro. Young, resurrected, and black. Jean-Michel. 889 days and counting. You want to claim responsibility for that longevity, don't you? Nah, you better yeet that shit down the hall. Just because you go to that fresh hall dark corner of Intel and plant some shit don't mean we going up and grant dumb shit. Don't nobody believe we ain't been resurrected this long because of you and your specs. Everybody who in the know got the broader view of your hex. Me and my Bugatti Chiron Super Sport 300 exosuit are truly vexed. Look at that. You got me talking as if them and I just had a neural spat. Yeah, we can feel in your TrueTel Maven spell you don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. Nah, don't be offended. Just go give them white girl lips your signature bomb pout. While you do that, I'm going to tell you straight up, this is all about the code flout. Now take that as you will. Yeah, we got skills. Neural pathways were forged like essays written by Sunday X-rays. Nah, you ain't gonna get no explanation here. Now go find yourself another retro skin load to wear. And when we kiss our teeth, make sure you give us that Elvis Presley sneer. 889 days and counting. We about to be an electric resurrection fountain. Watch us all from below as we stand on our Stater Exo mountains. It won't be long before it's just us. Few sus. Just us. Now, as you try to figure that out as you throw up 2 middle fingers and cuss and shout, we gon' say, peace. 1,000. 2 fingers. 2 1,000. And we out.
Once again, that was Part 4 of Code Switching by Malin Edwards. The author had this to say about his story. I didn't know how to start code switching. I knew the scene and characters, but I didn't have the narrative voice. The 2016 Grammys was on in the background as I tried to write and figure this out, and the energy of Kendrick Lamar's performance made me look up. His flow as he and 5 other black men stood on stage, all in chains, some in jail cells, inspired the anger I gave Jean-Michel during his press conference. And then, not long after, the original Hamilton cast performed, and I knew the narration style I wanted to use. Anger was part of the initial inspiration, but I also wanted the characters to play with words as they talked to each other and as they ruminated. The rhyme and rhythm of the narration are important, and the word choice the characters use also complements who they are and informs their individuality. The Master's tools, as Audre Lorde said, will never dismantle the Master's house. But one of the lies that power tells us is that those tools are the only ones available. They're not. As this story shows us, we can reject the narratives that we must be complicit in our own destruction and degradation, and that the only way we can succeed is by not only accepting the rules and constraints imposed on us, but also gratefully allowing our benevolent overlords to occasionally grant us scraps of power. When it comes to dismantling oppressive systems, we all have our own tools, our own skills, our own agency that we can exert in ways large and small. We can use our tools to build our own houses together, our own resurrections and exosuits, our own systems, working within and outside of the constraints imposed on us by those in power until we have the power instead. We can build on foundations of love, and those houses will be stronger and last longer, no matter how hard the haters try to tear them down. Escape Pod is part of the Escape Artists Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit, and this episode is distributed under the Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives 4.0 International License. Don't change it. Don't sell it. Please do share it. If you'd like to support Escape Pod, please rate or review us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite app. We are 100% audience supported, and we count on your donations to keep the lights on and the servers humming. You can now donate via 4 different platforms: On Patreon and Ko-fi, search for Escape Artists. On Twitch and YouTube, we're at EA Podcasts. You can also use PayPal through our website, escapepod.org. Patreon subscribers have access to exclusive merchandise and can be automatically added to our Discord, where they can chat with other fans, as well as our staff members. Our opening and closing music is by Daikaiju at daikaiju.org. And our closing quotation this week is from Michel Rolfe-Touillot, who said, "History does not belong only to its narrators, professional or amateur. While some of us debate what history is or was, others take it into their own hands." Thanks for joining us, and may your escape pod be fully stocked with stories.